"What you thinking?" Hayden asked, jogging him from the past. "Nothing." Hayden snorted and took a large bite of pepperoni and sausage. "So how come we couldn't get to your friend's place tonight?" "Because it's his business, and they don't open until the morning." "Ah, okay," he said around a bite of food and found Jaxon staring at him oddly. "What? Do I have food on my face?" Jaxon squinted and reached across the table and wiped his thumb against his bottom lip. Something the man had done countless times before. Only instead of wiping it off on his jeans or a napkin, Jaxon sucked the sauce from his finger. "Did you just steal my red sauce?" he gulped, trying to laugh, but it wasn't coming as fast as it usually did, so he stuck to making a joke and kept his voice light. "Yep," Jaxon drawled with a smirk and took another bite of the salad before more pizza. "I'm pressing charges next time." "What charge would that be?" "Grand theft?" Jaxon laughed, the sound echoing around the deserted place. They were the only ones other than the staff. After all, it was almost midnight. Hayden snickered and turned his attention to his food, but for some reason his eyes kept flickering over the edge of the tattoo peeking from the collar of Jaxon's t-shirt. Hayden knew it was the top of an intricate design of a dragon. It wasn't the only ink on Jaxon, but it was the most impressive and memorable. It trailed across the bodyguard's pectoral down the left side next to his six-pack abs, with the tail ending low on his left hip. The bite of pizza Hayden had in his mouth suddenly needed a lot of water to wash it down. Hayden had been silent as they walked the few short blocks back to the motel. When they got back to the room, Hayden had snagged a shower first, returning to the room wearing a t-shirt and pajama pants. The slender blonde had climbed into one of the queen beds and pulled the covers over his body and head. Jaxon showered, changed, and stretched out on the other bed. He didn't believe for 1 minute that Hayden meant what he had said earlier. The man wasn't leaving Cobalt Security. He was positive Hayden had only said that to get under his skin. Just the thought of Hayden leaving was ludicrous. He had wanted to talk to Hayden about his poor choice of employment, but that evening he'd been thwarted every time he tried to bring it up. He fell asleep gazing at the long, lean form of Hayden sleeping across the way. In the morning, he'd been given the silent treatment, even after he'd been good enough to give Hayden one of the burner phones he'd stashed in his bag. Other than a muttered thank you, he got nothing as he took the on-ramp onto the highway.